All right, let's get started. Let me just first introduce myself. I am primarily a scalper, day trader. Swing trade is not really my thing, but I do sometimes do it, especially with monthly options. Okay, so this little snippet from the reminiscence of a stock operator has been one of my, I would say, go-to just to keep me in line whenever I'm trading, Most important thing here, let's just go through it. Never was my thinking that made the big money for me. It always was my sitting. So that is basically what trading is all about, especially when it comes to options and basically what primarily what my strategies are about. Yeah, so obviously sitting tight is quite hard, and looking at this page right here every single day is probably what helped me become successful. So the strategy that we'll go through today, it's what I call the super far from the 8 EMA. It's mainly a reversal strategy, so you can do it on the daily chart, hourly chart, 5-minute chart, even the 1-minute chart could be used on this. And I would say it's probably not the most difficult strategy out there, but you just really have to sit tight. So we'll go through some of the trades that I've done back in the past. But before that, I'd like to point out just a few review for you guys. So with bullish candles and bearish candles, right? You have the bullish engulfing, just the standard bullish candle. You got the hammer stick, which is right here in the middle, and also the inverted hammer. On the bearish candle, it's basically just the opposite, obviously. So the inverted hammer and also the hammer right here. This is mainly what we'll be focusing on for today. That's mainly what this strategy is all about. It's reversal. So first things first, we'll go through with a 1-minute chart. And you can probably use this strategy during Fridays, even like Thursdays, I would say, just because when it comes to options, the movement during those days are the best. So we'll go through here with Square Inc. So as you can see here, mainly I'll focus on, just gonna draw on here, on this part right here. So when it comes to the super far from the 8 EMA, the psychological part and technical analysis that I've reviewed a lot in the past is that when you do something of too much, more than likely the market will go on the reverse side of it. And that's basically what you're seeing here, right? If you focus here, when it made the top at the $229.26 price level, it made an inverted hammer, right? You're probably thinking it's a green candle, so that must mean it's bullish. But when you think about it, the price is overextended from the EMA, and that is the main point of the strategy. So how do you confirm that the reversal is happening? Well, obviously, like as you can see here, right? This red candle right here says that, okay, people are like finally selling. So that's your first point right there. And maybe like you say you're not sure that the reversal is really happening. So you look on the next 1-minute candle and it's a green. But because that green candle did not make a higher high, right? It's like you can pretty much see that it's at the same level. Yeah, it's at the same level as that red candle, right? So that actually is a good entry point right there, because when it comes to options, you'll be able to buy on the bid side of things and not the ask, right? And that is good, especially for me as a scalper, because I want to be able to get in and out of my position really quick. And yeah, so this right here, I could probably make anywhere between like 10 to 30%. And that's really only what I'm trying to aim for, right? So let's say I enter around here. So after 3 minutes of seeing that inverted hammer, that looks super far from the 8 EMA, and I'll write it maybe $1, maybe 50 cents on a Friday. And that right there gives me anywhere between probably 30 to 50% if it's on a Friday, because a dollar move, 50-cent move on Square Inc. with delta that ranges between 30 to 40 cents on a contract that is like 50 cent in premium will give me that that price sell point right away. So let's move on to a different one. Let's see here. Okay, so this one is another reversal chart. So this arrow here, let's not focus on that. What I want to focus on is this guy right here. So as you can see, when the chart sells off drastically, right, you get really far from the 8 EMA. The 8 EMA is this blue one right here. Oh, actually I have it on the 9. I should say that it doesn't have to be the 8 EMA, you can use the 9 EMA. Both of them works at the same time. So as I mentioned earlier, right, we use the hammer candle as a means of knowing the reversal. And this candle right here is a good indication of that, right? So again, we look for a confirmation, and this candle right here, this big bullish green candle right here, is your confirmation. So I would say if you enter on this third candle right here, you can write it, anywhere between 10 to 30%. Doesn't matter if it's a Monday, a Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. It's really up to you. It's just a scalping strategy, so it's pretty good. You can also see that it went all the way to 235 actually. Obviously, as a scalper, when you're going on the 1-minute chart, I don't think it's a good idea to be holding full on your position. Selling on the way once you meet your target is probably the best idea. So I would probably be out right about here. Just like a $1 or $2 move, I'm fine with that. That's a good 10-30% already. Yeah, so let's move on to a 5-minute chart. Just gonna pull one up right here. Okay. All right. So obviously, right, same strategy. As you can see here, we make a kind of like a double bottom, but in reality, like we can, I see this as a super far from the 8 EMA as well. This 2 candles right here, it may not look like a hammer candle per se, but if you look on it at a 10-minute chart, it's actually a hammer candle, just because of where it closed. And obviously, you have to wait for the confirmation, right? So it makes two sort of like hammer candles here on the 5-minute chart, and then your third candle here is a bullish candlestick, right? So I would say you enter right after this thing closes as your confirmation, and I would say this probably moved from 259 to 263. So that's about $3 of movement, right? And you can probably make anywhere between 30 and 50% here. And again, my strategy is only to scalp this trade or position. So once I make like anywhere between 10 and 30% here, then I will get out of my position. And that's already that's only 30 an hour into the day, and I'm probably going to be done right then and there. So let's go to another chart here. Let's see here, right here. So we can ignore all these red arrows here. That's not what's important for me. What's important for me is this candle right here, the inverted hammer. And again, it's a green candle, but because it's super far from the 8 EMA, my thinking is that it will go back to the 8 EMA after confirmation. So the confirmation here for me would be the second, or this first red candle after that inverted green hammer. And as you can see, it makes the move between, I would say like this was 248 to like 245, I would say. Yeah, about 245, 246. And again, this is probably better in a sense that you don't see a candle every minute. And I would say 5-minute chart might be better than a 1-minute chart during the early days of the week, especially when you're playing options, right? Yeah, so this is your strategy for your 5 minutes. Let's go on to a daily chart, because I know that not everyone probably scalps like me. Let's see here. I think I have one for cost. So this one's Costco, right? So in terms of daily charts, sometimes it might not be very obvious when it comes to the super far from the 8 EMA. And also, as you can see, I'm not using any RSI or MACD. I'm mainly concerned with the price action of the stock, right? So if you could see here, I think this was back in 2021, right? So 0325 when I took this picture. So this was in the early days of March. Right. So if you're looking to swing the stock right here, you see the hammer candle, right? And you want confirmation, obviously, right? It goes on your radar once you see that hammer candle forming, and it seems like it's super far from the 8 EMA. It's probably like a $30 price point or $25 price point from the bottom here up to here. And I would say that's plenty of reason for me to think that it's super far from the 8 EMA. So you go on the next day, right? I would say, I think if I remember correctly, this candle right here that was made on the daily chart, it opened up, like it gapped up to like 320-ish and then back down, right? So this candle, I wouldn't really enter. I'd wait for another candle, right? And I would say this would be it, this third candle that we see. So the first green candle that indicates bullishness, right? After that reversal, right? So as you can see here, we make a higher low, right? And also sort of a higher high as compared to our reversal candle, right? So I would be confident in having like a small position here. I would say take 2 weeks out maybe, or a monthly contract for this specific stock when this happens. And you can ride it for anywhere between 10, maybe 5 to 10 points. I don't know exactly how much that is, but I would say that that translates to about 30 to 60% in price movement for your contracts. Yeah, so that's one example of a swing trade that you can do. And then let's probably look at the trade desk. This was back when it hadn't split yet. So this trade right here is the reversal, right? So it dropped to 561, opened up to like 654, right? Or yeah, I think this one is about 654, right? So again, confirmation is key, right? You look on this next candle right here, right? If you had entered here at the top, you probably would have been stopped out. So you always have to wait for the candle to close, right? So once this daily candle closes, right, you can enter on the next day for your position. Especially with swings, right? On like options, confirmation or going into the position before a confirmation is not the best strategy. So over here, right, I would wait to see if like it retests the high of the day from the previous candle. Mainly because there was a big rejection at around this price level here. I would say this is around 700 to 705, right? And as you can see from the chart, right, it did retest that. So that's probably a good entry for the swing. And again, I would do like a 1 or 2 weeks or a monthly contract to get in this position. And as my strategy, I would sell between 10 and 30%, but because it's a swing, you can trim your position slowly as it is going up. And finally, we'll go through Lulu for our final stock of the day. This bad boy right here is probably one of the best stocks to trade in my opinion, if you can get a good entry. Mainly because like the movement in this stock is just insane. There are some times where I would be swinging the stock and it would move anywhere between $20 and $40 within 2 weeks. So with this strategy, I think you can probably do it as well. So again, right, we have this bullish candlestick right here, the hammer candle reversal, right? And again, confirmation is key, right? So on this next candle, right, I probably wouldn't enter yet, mainly because I think it might go down again. Some people might not think so, but I'd like to confirm it first, right? So I would enter on this third candle that we see here. So it retests the high of the previous red candle, right? Somewhere around here. And it's also close to where the top of the reversal candle that we see here. Yeah, so I would enter around there, ride it for anywhere between 10 and 20 points. And obviously this was in 2021. I don't know if it's the same way it's trading now. I haven't traded Lulu for a while, but at the time it was working. And I'm sure we can find some examples. Actually, we can do that right now. I'm gonna just look over on Costco. Right, so zoom in right here. I think this happened because of the Target earnings report a week or two ago, right? So obviously I'm just like waiting for the reversal right here, right? As you can see, right, this could quite look like a hammer candle in my opinion, right? Obviously I wouldn't enter on this first candle right here, nor this second candle right here, right? I want to confirm it first, right? It's super far from the 8 EMA. If I draw a price line, right? So you have what, 452 to 431. That's about 5% of the stock. That's a pretty big gap, so I'm pretty confident that the reversal strategy might work. Obviously, I'm gonna wait for the confirmation, and we get that on this candle right here, right? On the 05/24 date. I would say you can enter at the close of this candle or anywhere between the day as long as you're trading above the 434, 432 price level. And then ride it for however many points you want. Again, I don't really do as much as others, so if I get my 10 to 30% even within a day, or even if I intended it for a swing and I get it within the day, I will get out of my position. Just because I like my cash at this current time, right? So yeah, that is your super far from the 8 EMA strategy. I hope it's not too confusing. If you have any questions, we can certainly go through it right now. Just speak up if you want to ask any questions or type in the chat. I'm guessing there's no questions then. Okay, I guess we'll finish the class here today. I hope it really helped. Next week, maybe or the week after, I'm going to go through another one of my strategies, so feel free to join in at that time as well. Thanks.